All right, so out here in Huntington Beach, meeting up with my boy for Brendan Boyd. And we're going to go do the On the Pursuit podcast. I'm fired up. We're going to drop some knowledge. My boy Brendan!
What's going on, man?
What's up?
Hey, welcome to Huntington Beach.
Hey, you set it up in front of that fireplace. Got that fire, huh?
You gotta have the vibes, bro. You gotta have the vibes.
Right on, man. Come on, baby.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the On the Pursuit podcast. On this podcast, we connect with 6, 7, 8-figure earners, right? We get behind the scenes to find out what's really going on to motivate them and also how they are impacting the culture. On today's episode, I got somebody special. A good friend of mine gave me a call. It was like, yo, you got to get this dude on the podcast. Some time went by, and then I got a text from the same mutual friend like, yo, he's going to be in your city. You got to get him on the podcast. So, Devin, welcome, bro. DJ. Right?
Yeah.
DJ?
DJ, baby.
DJ, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Hey, nice to meet you,
Appreciate you. So, yeah, man. So, we are in Los Angeles, but by way of Huntington Beach. And you told me off camera, this is your first time actually like in this area?
Yeah, it actually is. You know, I've had many opportunities come out here, but I am like an Indiana boy. So like any big city, I'm like, do I really need to go out there? But this opportunity, you know, I couldn't say no. I have to be out here. So first time.
What about this time was special and like you really had like the emphasis to like really pull up and come out?
Yeah, so I've been building a really good relationship with David Meltzer. Some of you know him, some of you don't. But he's just got an incredible network, adds a lot of value to this world, has made a huge impact. You know, he's a partner with Lee Steinberg on the greatest sports agency probably of all time. And with that being said, you know, I'm out here supporting his new TV show he's launching.
I did see that.
And a few others are going to be there. So it was just a no-brainer to be able to add that value and make that connection.
So let's talk about that real quick. And then I want to circle back and let people kind of understand who you are and stuff like that. So you just talked about leveraging and adding value and obviously being in proximity. So why is that important? Why should people take that a little bit more seriously? Why should they actually put themselves in rooms? Why should they be uncomfortable, get on planes, take flights, come to a city for the first time? You know, meet strange people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do things with strangers to create opportunities. Why are you an example of doing that in real time for things that people should be doing?
So a lot of us, you know, have the idea of success and or want this success, but very few of us will get on that plane, will get on that bus, will get in that car and actually go to the destination where success is happening, right? And we've all heard your network is your net worth, right? And a lot of us agree that that is very true. The 5 people you surround yourself with or your 10 closest friends, however you think about it, it's very, very true. And with proximity is power, the group I'm meeting with tonight are all 7, 8, 9, 10-figure earners. And, you know, I'm in there low, 7 figures, happy as a clam, being able to network with individuals that have done it bigger, greater, and be able to learn from them. You know, being 25 years old and having the success of running a tech company is great and all, but there's another level and another level. And you cannot get to another level if you never approach it or get into that room. And so with that being said, one of my superpowers, I would say, is understanding where the rooms are at and being there no matter what.
That's a big one, right?
Being there no matter what. Before I had the success of Konnected, I would buy the conference ticket at general admission and I would figure out the green room. Where's the green room at? How can I sneak in there? How can I sit by the hallway? How can I meet the speakers? Because the people there are awesome to meet and business happen and transactions happen. But the people that are going to get me to that next level, they're on the stage.
Yep.
And I'm fortunate enough to be on the stage more than I am just in the audience nowadays. But, when I was just getting started, that was my cheat code. I mean, it was my first 6-figure deal. That was my first 7-figure deal. To be able to make a relationship by showing up and playing all out and being a servant leader, right? A lot of people go to those events or meet someone and they're like, how can I get a check from them? How can I suck them for anything and everything they have? I just want to know how I can serve them. And all of a sudden that becomes a dear friend, right? And so, your network is your net worth, but you have to be a servant leader inside that network.
I would agree with that, man. And for those that don't know, this guy's 25.
That's right.
25, involved with some major companies, right? We're talking about Konnected. We're also talking about Breakout, right?
Yep.
Which you pretty much chastised me for not downloading the app. So
I busted his balls pretty
the
hard.
app is download. Cody, my fault, bro. That app will be downloaded today, guaranteed. So you're super young, pretty much. You still got 5 years till 30. A lot of people don't get going till later on in life. You got yourself associated with some titans and some really amazing companies right now. So sky's the limit to where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone right now, 18, 19, maybe even your age, haven't really figured it out yet, right? What was it to kind of get your mindset moving to get you start to, be around the right environment, be around the right people, and then position yourself to be and Konnected and Breakout?
Let's start with the mindset, right? Because this is important. One, that you have to be worthy. Okay, so a lot of people know they want to be successful, but they doubt if they're worthy enough of being successful. And that's a key element. But let me give you some functional steps. You're 18, you're 19, you're listening to this podcast, you're trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to hustle, trying to grind. You don't even know where to start. So I'm going to give you a couple of ways to really kickstart this. Number one, what are you passionate about? Write it down. Write down a passion. I don't care what it is. It could be the most weird, unique thing out there, like you love playing with Play-Doh. I don't really care. Write it down. What's your passion? 2, write down what you stand for. Write down your core values. If you don't know what a core value is, don't feel bad. Hit Google. Google top common core values. You'll probably get a list about 30 to 50 of them. Out of those phrases, what do you stand for, right? One of mine's lead from the front. I will lead from the front. I'll either do or have done the task I'll ask you to do. I don't believe in not being able to practice what you preach, right? That's one of my core values I stand for. Pick 2 to 3 up to 5 core values that you really, really stand for. And then number 3, think about how you could serve the world with your passion, stay within your core values, and create a business model around it. I don't care what you're into. There's a business to be had. There's some weird business out there doing very, very well, making an impact, impacting the culture, and driving greatness, right? So that's 3 very easy steps that you could do to make a big difference in knowing where to start.
Well, first of all, I would agree with you, especially since I moved to LA. There are some weird businesses out here that are making crazy money, stupid money.
Riches are in the niches, baby.
100%, man. So the practical steps that you just laid out are things that people can literally take and implement, right? And change the situation. I found that a lot of people don't move because the value's free. Yeah. Or they don't move because they can just go on YouTube and get something. There's nothing, they're not involved enough, right? They're not engaged enough. They didn't pay to get the information. So was that something that you faced at all? Like wanting to access another level, being able to get the information for free and didn't move? Or what kind of kept you motivated?
So I never really struggled with that, but granted, I was put in a unique situation at a young age. I was head of household by 16. I was putting food on the table. My sister was battling cancer. My dad was out of the household. My dad eventually died when I was 21 from a heroin overdose. I had some unique circumstances. So I personally never struggled with that. Anyone that says, Devin, I'm struggling with the motivation or procrastination, I would say it's a couple things. One, your dreams aren't big enough. Your dreams aren't big enough. And then number 2, you're too close to comfort. Yeah. Right. If you're scared of it, go do it. Right.
Yeah, I feel that.
If you're scared of it, go do it. Like fear is the ultimate indicator that you 100%. Should be doing something. Right?
100%. Yeah.
So if you're scared of meeting that person or shaking their hand or walking up, go do it. And the reward, so there's a dopamine hit actually from doing something you're scared of and actually accomplishing it. You may flop at it, but you did it and you feel a lot better about yourself. But you're building something called confidence, right? And confidence, all confidence is small commitments that you keep to yourself stacked up.
Yeah, stacked up.
Right?
Compound commitments.
That's right. Yeah, that's all confidence is. People are like,
that's a great way to break it down.
How do I build real confidence? What's 3 promises you can keep to yourself for the month? Add 3 more the next month. Add 3 more the following month. 90 days, you're going to be a whole different person.
You just listen. We could probably start the podcast right now, bro. that little bar that you just gave right there, compounding the small pieces of promises or pieces of confidence, and then just stacking them over time. I mean, that's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
And I've never really heard anyone kind of break it down as eloquently as you just have that way.
Thank you.
And it's just really transparent and clear that like that's literally what it is. What's up, y'all? Did you know that you are one product away for your first or your next 5K, 10K, or 15K with a digital product, and the best way to sell that digital product is in a funnel. My name is Brendan Boyd, and a lot of you guys are rushing to sell your ebooks and your digital products on Amazon, receiving 60 to 70% less than what they're worth, getting no customer data, or worse, both. I invite you to join me on a one product away challenge, right? We're gonna give you the funnel. We're gonna give you the cover. We're gonna give you the upsell. We're gonna give you the workflows. We're gonna give you the sales copy and the power of the lead dragon software and the self-confidence to take your business to the next level. So I ask you, right? What are you waiting for? Click the link below. Join me on a one product away challenge. Let's go. I dapped you up a second time there because other than myself, I haven't really heard too many people look at fear as an indicator. And I know I'm not the only one. You're not the only one, but people that I've come across, because they look at fear the other way, which I think is unique when people can actually see it for what it is. Because I think we have been taught to not look at it as what it is. Whereas it's just an indicator. Our bodies, our minds are telling us like, yo, this is an area of growth.
Yeah. Fear stands for face everything and rise.
100%. Yeah.
And most of the world thinks it's fuck everything and run. No, it's face everything and rise. Right. And that's the mindset you got to adapt and be, obsessed with. As soon as you obsess over your dreams, your worthiness, and you tackle fear, you'll be in a whole nother world. So we start a podcast a little different, right? Normally, I give people the opportunity to say who they are. I want us to kind of give a little meat and potatoes, give people a little prequel as to who you are. Yeah.
So we know a little bit about the background. You just talked about, your family being head of household at 16. Your sister being in a situation. So who are you now, though? Because, bro, 25, 2 major companies, you're in a whole nother place, whole nother state for the first time, meeting 7, 8, 9, even 10-figure earners, right? Wanting to level up, wanting to learn, wanting to serve, wanting to get to the next level. Bro, you're an enigma. You're not the average 25-year-old.
I appreciate
You're
that.
not the average 35-year-old. You're probably not the average 45-year-old. Let's be honest, right? So what are some of the things that keep you motivated, keep you wanting to stretch, lead, do things a little different? Shout out to Cooper, he brought your cameraman here. That's another hack. A lot of people still ain't doing that. Gary, you've been telling people to do that for 5 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people still. So what is it about you that really exemplifies like what you stand for, and why you do things the way you do?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is I've been at the lowest point in my life, when I was dealing with my sister, and actually my best friend committed suicide within the same week, and my dad and all that stuff. And that mindset of stuck, I'll never be in again. I'll never be stuck financially. I'll never be stuck spiritually. I'll never be stuck emotionally. And I know that feeling like near and dear. And a lot of people have never really felt that
type of pain.
Stuck.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't wish it upon anyone, actually. But what is that element of life that you can't stand? Right. That should be a key indicator of push forward, push for more. So for me personally, it's be able to control my environment at any and all given times, be able to control my outcome at any given time, and be able to make a difference and create, champions, create warriors, and shift the world's mindset in that the workplace doesn't have to be what you think it is. The day-to-day doesn't have to be what you think it is. And it is possible, right? I'm not college educated, barely graduated high school. And here I am, Konnected's $30 million in revenue this year, $300 million valuation, 150 employees, and Breakout's a $20 million valuation and quickly growing, right? Running 2 tech companies, very successful in a lot of people's eyes, but in my mind, I'm just getting started.
I could do more shit.
I could do more, right? I can always do more. I can make more impact. And forget the revenue, forget the dollar figures associated with it. I'm making an impact, right? And I'm always thinking 6, 12, and 18 months down the road and even further. And I have what we call integrators within my world that make the day-to-day and the month-to-month happen.
So what is that integrator?
So my COO, my Chief Operations Officer, and then my CRO. So my operations officers, the APIs, the data stuff, the technical piece of the business. My CRO is the money side and works with my CFO, right? So I'm smart enough to know that I know, near nothing. I'm really good at sales. I'm a really good visionary, and I'll run through walls. That's my strong suit. Everything else, I suck. So I pay high dollar, top dollar. And even when I didn't have the money, I would have incentivized via equity or this, or here's my Rolex or whatever it be. I would incentivize people around me to help me level up, right? I released my ego at a very young age. And a lot of people that's listening to this, you're probably carrying an ego, and that's okay. You need a little bit of ego in life, but not to the point where you can't recognize your weaknesses. And that's another major issue with entrepreneurship is entrepreneurs have too much ego to recognize they suck at finance. They suck at technology. They suck at, everything coming together and the culture maintaining the same. I realized at a young age, due to my business partner helping me understand that ego is the enemy, and I surrounded myself with people way smarter than me, right? So I'm constantly trying to be in the room I'm the dumbest person in. And unfortunately, we're in a day and age where people think they know it all and don't need to be in those rooms because they already know it. And the day you stop learning is the day you start dying.
100%.
That's what really drives me, is being able to wake the world up and save time, simplify opportunity. That's actually my company's mantra.
Save time, simplify opportunities.
That's right. Yeah. Because our product at the end of the day, that's what it does, is it speeds up connecting, speeds up recruiting, leveraging the world's largest B2B database, which is LinkedIn. So anyone listening, curious what my actual core business does, we automate any and every task leveraging LinkedIn. So anyone listening, if you don't know what LinkedIn is, please wake up. It's the largest B2B marketplace in the entire world. If you want to know someone, if you want to mentor, if you want to learn something, you're one connection away, one direct message away from them. With or without Konnected, Konnected will just save time and simplify that opportunity, get to that person.
Well, man, you just took the next question. You told the people what Konnected was, which is fine. So I can go to the next question.
Let's go. Right? I like when I'm on podcasts, man, less about me and my core business, but more about how we can impact your audience.
100%, man. So I grabbed you earlier, right, from the airport, and we were having a conversation, and one of the things that we touched on was leverage, right? But then also you kind of drove it back a second ago when you were talking about like cheat codes. And I fancy cheat codes, right? So what are some of the cheat codes you use, right, to accelerate your business growth, your knowledge growth, and your relationships? And I want you to get real intimate with the people, because I want them to understand how they can literally leverage their cheat codes that they all have access to, but it's just like a mental shift.
There's several cheat codes, but let me be radically transparent around this phrase, cheat code. It's actually not a cheat code. You still have to be relentless and consistent. They'll start with there. Or you have to be relentless and consistent no matter what. Well, let's get into some tactics that may speed that process up.
There you go.
One, you got to release your ego and be associated with core values that you know you are as a man or a woman, right? If you don't have a foundation, you're building yourself in sand, right? You can't build a house in sand, or you can get the house built, but in a year or two, it'll fall.
Definitely.
Right? So you got to have your ego released, and you have to have a core value of foundations that you stand for. Number two, if you don't know your marketplace very well, there's a tool called SEMrush, SEMrush.com. You can put any keyword, any competitor's website, hell, put your own website in there, hit enter, and it'll tell you how all of the traffic's driving to your competitor, your industry, and or keywords you're in whatever business.
That's a hell of a cheat code there for sure. Again, we can stop the podcast.
So you can assume if a website has 10,000 visitors a month, 3% of their revenue is being generated from that traffic, just on the low end, right? So if you're curious of what your marketplace is doing to disrupt or you're chasing a bigger name in the industry, put their website in SEMrush and you'll understand where they're driving all their traffic from. But the craziest thing is CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs, they think they know what their audience wants. But I'll be the first to admit, everything about that was wrong and Konnected when we started doing the research on the marketplace. They wanted to know about stuff that I had really no idea about, such as like recruiting. Why is insurance and LinkedIn so important? How does LinkedIn help with your resume? And I thought it was all sales oriented, right? So SEMrush would be the next one that I would give you an insight to. Number 3 would be get you a cameraman, get you someone to write for you, something at some sort of level. And if you're cash strapped, I get it. I started with nothing myself. You can go to people per hour and hire someone for a couple bucks to be able to write for you and write that content and start getting your foundation of who you are. Again, you're laying your foundation.
Yep.
Right?
What's up, y'all? It's Brennan Boy, and one of the best things that has helped me go to the next level is powerful affirmations. I would say them every single day, literally when I open my eyes. So I put together these powerful affirmation cards to help you get to the next level, right? With powerful statements like, I live in abundance, or statements like, I'm not a prisoner of my limiting beliefs. Now, if you say these things to yourself every single day using the power of repetition, you're gonna believe the things that you wanna achieve. So look, grab your affirmation deck or your manifestation deck or your money manifestation deck. Let's grow your mindset and let's get you to the next level, right? Click that link below, grab your cards, let's go.
Fourth little cheat code or being relentless, I would say, if you look up to someone, you listen to them online, let's just throw a name out there. Tony Robbins. A lot of people know Tony Robbins. Go to a Tony Robbins event. Guess what's there? There's a green room. What is that? That's where speakers hang out. It's where everyone that could change your life, for sure, guaranteed, is at. So figure out how to go there and sit in the hallway and just wait for them to come in and out. Hey, Tony, man, you've really changed my life. This is how, I could see us potentially benefit one another. By the way, give him a compliment, right? If you have nothing to give in this world, so let's go to number 5, actually. You have nothing to give in this world. You have no network. You have no money. You have no product. Give compliments, right? If you are in front of your idol or your online mentor and you literally just are trying to figure it out, give them a compliment, because the world is so used to being asked for something and not be given up front.
Yep.
So the overall point for number 5, or cheat code, I would say, is master servant leadership. What is that? Give before you take.
Yep.
Super simple. Give before you take. I'm not getting it. Don't get it twisted now. I'm relentless on follow-up and making sure it makes money and it makes sense.
Yep.
Like, don't confuse that, right? That's important. But give before you take. And then I'm not going to give this as like a 6th, but I want to put this as a comment. If every time you call someone close in your life that's helping you level up, and it's just a question or can you do this? Stop that. Text them for 2 weeks straight and tell them how thankful you are and how they've changed your life. Share some gratitude with the individuals, right? So many people I know and people call me, right? Can I have this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? I'm like, damn, how about how you doing? Right? I'll cut them out.
Yeah.
I've reached a point where I don't have to take everyone's shit all the time. Right? And there's levels. I'll be transparent. There's levels. Sometimes you got to take shit, but you got to know who you are.
Yep.
Right? You got to stick to your core values. Right? And so with that being said, share gratitude, express gratitude often, and give before you take.
Man, those are some cheat codes right there. I thought you just gonna be like, use credit. You know what I'm saying? Pay the highest ticket for the closest access. You gave some real crazy gems right there that like I said, like you guys could go back and just scrape those up, use all of those and take your situation to the next level, especially to technology. Or you said SEMrush is called?
SEMrush.
Yeah, SEMrush. That sounds bananas.
Yeah.
I want to get on there right now and see what my competitor's doing.
Yeah, so I can give you another one that works really well. So what's the number one issue in business right now? It's recruiting, right? I heard you on the phone, I'm about to hire some more people. Like hiring people right now is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
Right?
Yeah.
But here's the cheat code. You can go to LinkedIn, right? The people worth hiring in your business are not looking for a job. It's not posting a job on Indeed, right? They're employed already.
Yep.
All right, so you can go to LinkedIn. We all have competitors or similar people within the industry, right? Like for me, account executives or SDR, sales development reps, that's what we hire a lot of. And I will go to other tech companies and message people that are currently employed, been there 2 or 3 years, and I know they're stuck in a rut. They can't climb the corporate ladder at like Salesforce. And then I'll offer them, hey, I'm looking for my next 6-figure earner over here at Konnected. And you can do this with or without the Konnected technology, but Konnected obviously will automate that for you.
Yep.
But you can manually be reaching out to these, individuals you need to grow your business. And again, the people you want to hire are not looking for a job. I guarantee you, I've spent millions learning this. I've burned a lot of money trying to figure this out. And so you need to go to them and you need to position either culture, incentives, and or mindset and career growth in front of them.
Yeah.
For hiring.
I would agree with that. I think you're right. Your next hire is, you haven't met them. They're definitely not unemployed.
No.
Because if they weren't unemployed, they wouldn't be the one for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Or big tech companies, a lot of big tech companies are contracting right now. When I see contraction in the marketplace, I expand.
Yeah, see,
I say, get as much cash as I can, and what can I buy? Who can I buy? Where can I expand? What market can I launch into? So a lot of companies are contracting right now. Whenever this debuts, it may be a month from now, but I'm telling you, Q4 of 2022, there'll be a recession. I just look at the charts. It's coming. It'll be, or early Q1 23. Yeah. Market's going to contract hard. And companies need to start positioning themselves to expand or hunker down. And hunker down is not an option in my book.
So how does a common, entrepreneur might be just starting out, maybe they've been rolling for a couple of years, how should they prepare for this recession so they don't just close their doors and end up having to get a job or in some cases don't have a job at all? How can they prepare for what's to come?
I hate to sound a little redundant here, but there's a mindset of going into a recession, right? The CDC announced that, your second highest cause of death is stress or thinking something's wrong with you, right?
Yeah.
So if you think the market is drowning and the stock market may be drowning, there's people expanding, but we may be our top 5% or top 10% of America in a hard recession, but there's people doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So start researching and start positioning yourself as an industry authoritative leader now. And use SEMrush to figure out how people are finding you, right? You literally use that little gem I gave you. Start positioning yourself to be relentless and being consistent, out-content your marketplace so that whatever you're doing, selling, you start to position yourself as a Sherman tank and not a little peon that's going to shrink.
So shout out to Cody, man. So you're 2 tech companies. Is your next move, is that also in tech? Or is that in a whole nother industry? What's the next move?
Yeah, so I don't think I'll ever be out of tech. Just have a unique mind, the way I'm wired. I'm blessed to be a visionary and executor at the same time. However, my end goal is to start up incubation studios, focus on the 18 to 25-year-old entrepreneur.
Those are heavy right there. Those are heavy.
And focus on the mindset, the worthiness, the bootstrap season of businesses. And I do want to focus on tech sectors just because what I know best. But, a lot of tech companies, I'm talking to the tech world. So if you're in tech, you're thinking, how do I raise money? How do I raise money? How about you just sell your product? So let me elaborate. Konnected, before we ever raised any money, we did almost 10 million in sales before we ever went and got money. And that protected my equity position within my company. So now going into next round, I have still lion's share of equity and don't have to give up very much because I got revenues to support division, right? So I want to teach people the sales side of it and the servant leadership of build relationship and execute the sale and then master the follow-up, right? Fortunes in the follow-up. So I want to build the incubation studios probably in Florida. That's my vision right now. That's what's on the vision board. Really love Sarasota. It's my favorite area.
Yeah, I was looking on your Instagram. You have some heat in Sarasota.
Yeah, Sarasota's my spot, man. I love Siesta Key, best beach in the world. I mean, the sand's always cold. It's always soft, it's like baby powder. So, and then I'll probably have one in Indy. I have a lot of love for Indianapolis. Indianapolis is not known for a lot besides cars that go really fast and in the largest sporting event in the entire world of Indy 500. But there's been a couple tech companies to actually exit for billions out of Indy, and I'm going to be the next. And I want to keep that culture and relationship of tech in Indy strong. Right now, what happened after the last couple big exits, I think it was like 10 years ago, was they divided the scene and created little cultures, and they have like a lot of ego against one another. There's like two camps. And then I stand out here. I'm an outsider. So I would like to just mend the tech community in Indianapolis and really focus on youth entrepreneurship and mindset.
Hey, yo, the world is changing. The way we consume information is changing. We don't watch TV or listen to radio. We consume podcasts. That's why podcasting is so very, very important. However, the average podcaster have no idea how to monetize their show. They operate in podcasts as a side hustle or even as a hobby. That's why I put together a powerful training to teach them 4 secrets on how to generate 6 to 7 figures with your podcast. So what you want to do right now is click that link below, head over to podcasterprofits.live, and I'll see you in the session. Let's go. One of my favorite parts of your story, you talk about like you didn't like the school, right? You know, you didn't really finish it like that, right? But you still been able to be successful. But then now you want to kind of bring it all back because you want to create these incubation spaces for youth to come up, right? And be armed with the tools that they need, right? So what do you feel like young people need to learn? Like what are some assets? It kind of leads to one of the questions I always ask towards the end, but we can kind of get into it now a little bit more detail. So I might ask you from one side and then bring it on the other side. What are some of the tools that you feel like young people need to really like move at a high level outside of the mindset? Because we talked about mindset, but what are some tactical things that they should learn to make sure they're able to like really develop into strong leaders in the world today?
Yeah, one of the biggest would be, obsession over a passion. Like learn to be obsessed with something.
Again, bro, I gotta give it to you. Yeah. There's not a lot of people. I be around like that. I'm like, am I crazy? Because I just want to do more, and you know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to chill, but yeah, you're right.
Man, you gotta have a bigger why. You gotta be able to be see a bigger vision for you and the impact that you are going to make, right? And not everyone needs to go make $1 billion company, right? There's people that are perfectly fine, 6 figures a year, doing something awesome. And guys, it's okay to be an entrepreneur too. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of entrepreneurs that work for me. What's an entrepreneur? Someone that works within an organization that supports them, but they can pave their own way, right? I don't want to just talk to all entrepreneurs. I want to talk to entrepreneurs as well. Like, see a bigger vision for yourself, understand you're worthy, and understand that your current role, your current position is a vehicle for that next level or that next season of life.
100%. So on the other side of it, right, I'm going to ask, if you had the DJ school, right? Yeah. The DJ school, and there's certain pillars, right, that these children, that these youth need to have. What are like 2 or 3 of them that they cannot graduate DJ school unless they have these pillars?
Yeah. So a core values list, where do they see themselves in 1, 3, 5 years?
Yeah.
And a business model that's functional, sellable, and scalable. Mm.
So then when they graduate, they can actually implement that business model.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fire, bro. That's fire. Yeah. As far as like books, programs, even speakers that people should tap into, what are some books, some programs, some speakers that people should definitely
so I'll speak to...
What has motivated you through the years?
Well, there's several that are consistently always motivating me, but a book that is easy to read, you could really get fired up by is 10X by Grant Cardone.
That's a great book, yeah.
It's an incredible book. Follow that up with Ed Milet's Max Out. It's like 80 pages.
That's a quick read, but that's impactful.
It's super impactful, right? So also listen to those guys, right? Both of them started with nothing, right? And then Ed Mylett just dropped his new book.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I haven't got to read it yet. It's up in the queue for next. But, anything Andy Frisella, anything Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
I'll throw it back. Anything Jim Rohn.
Yeah.
Right?
I go to sleep to Jim Rohn, right? Like to reprogram the subconscious.
Very few people know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Jim Rohn taught Tony Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robbins then created the path.
Yeah.
Right? So Tony was relentless and actually just got in front of Jim and said, hey, how do I learn from you?
Yeah.
Remember I told you the green room thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Tony did with Jim. Jim was a superstar, man, back in the day. The biggest, highest earner in MLM, back in the day, first 7-figure earner. And he was just talking about mindset, consistency, relentlessness. Tony took it, put a program around it, scaled it, and now you think personal development, you think of
Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
I can't forget about the Godfather, though, bro.
Yeah.
Especially him and Bob Proctor. I remember when Bob Proctor passed away, there's like a certain meditation that he has that like I started to listen to it just as like my ode to say, thank you and celebrate, saying his ascendance to the next level. But I still keep that in my my morning routine, right?
Yeah.
So it's like definitely having these certain things that you mentioned as well that can keep you on your path every single day, but just doing a little bit more and a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it looks like, Cooper Hotel is giving us a hard time right now, right? Yeah. Right. So they're trying to stop you being on the pursuit and giving you guys value. So as we're about to sign off here, what other value can you share with the people that maybe you didn't get a chance to touch on that they can take away maybe on their own pursuits?
Yeah. So, I've talked a lot about understanding your core values, who you are, bigger vision for yourself, but just be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? It's one of the biggest things I'd leave with you. Like if it makes you uncomfortable, get after it, right? Back to the fear, back to this, back to that. No one is going to be great or do great things, whether you are an entrepreneur, if you do average life, average activity, average everything. You have to move at a frequency that scares people.
Yeah, 100%.
Let me give you an indication that you're scaring people. Brendan, don't you just think it's enough? Brendan, when is enough enough? When are you going to slow down?
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. So that's an indication that you move at a frequency that scares people.
You know what's crazy about that? Like I was prepared for you to do something, but that freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like for real, I'm being honest with y'all. Like that level of someone being like, yo, chill, relax, what you doing too much. Like I literally got chills. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta get the hell away from DJ.
Yeah.
You talking like this, I'm out of here. So you're 100% correct.
Yeah. So that's an indication that you're moving at a frequency and making people uncomfortable. So when you go from you being uncomfortable and making others uncomfortable because of your frequency, your relentlessness and consistency, that's when you know you're on the right path. Whether you're making $0 or $10 million, that's when you know you're heading down the right path.
So bro, thanks a lot, man. Listen, Devin is on the pursuit of doing some great things. He already talked about he's going to scale to $1 billion in your hometown as another company that's doing that. Mm-hmm. Make sure you guys tap in. He's on a journey. He's on a pursuit of his goals and dreams, and we want to motivate you guys to do the same. Run this podcast back. There's so many gems he dropped, just on leverage, mindset, just position yourself. And he's only 25. He got so much more to do. And we just want to make sure that you guys are on a path too. So DJ, my God, thank you again for being on a podcast and sharing so much information. If there's anything that you want to give to people below, we can drop it below. So if there's any links, I know you want to plug Breakout, right? So we can plug Breakout, Konnected. But if there's anything, they can tap into, we can put all that stuff below so they can get access to you.
Yeah, just hit me on Instagram, hit me on LinkedIn. It's just my name, Devin Allen Johnson. All one word on LinkedIn. Just type in Devin Johnson. Shoot me a message. Shoot me, how this may have inspired you. Any follow-up questions.
But do you answer your DMs though? They probably want to know.
Yeah, I do.
It's really you?
50-50. I'll be honest. It's 50-50.
So they gotta have the relentless follow-up.
Relentlessly follow up. You have to stay consistent.
For sure, bro. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on another episode of the On Pursuit Podcast with my guy, Devin Allen Johnson. And just stay focused, stay motivated, and tap in And we'll see you guys next time.
Get your mind right, get your money right.
Get ready for war.